Hi, welcome to ET Retail. We have today with us Nandita, who is the CEO of Myntra, and we'll be talking to her about how Myntra is using tech to democratize beauty. So first of all, Nandita, I want to know from you how beauty e-commerce space is growing in India.
Okay. The beauty business is slated to be almost 26-27 billion dollars by the year 2025, and almost $6 to $7 billion of it is actually going to be through e-commerce. And I think some of the big drivers of e-commerce are two or three things. The first being that tech has actually allowed for distribution of brands which was erstwhile not possible. So you have a huge slew of brands which are probably international brands, D2C brands, niche need states, etc., which are coming up and are driving consumption in the e-commerce space. But also e-commerce allows for access to different customers across different city types, to access brands which were erstwhile not available for them. And these are trends which we actually see reflect on Myntra also as we've gone through our journey. We see almost 45% of our customers come from tier 2, tier 3 towns, and the growth of categories and subcategories which were supposed to be niche categories in the past, right? Whether they are, you have categories like serums, scalp conditioners, etc. You see them actually growing much faster than the category. I think what has also been a great enabler of the growth has been the growth of brands that has happened. So on Myntra itself, we have almost 1,400 brands on the platform. This has grown by 3x since 2020 when we started. And we see us adding almost 50 international brands this year itself. So there is a brand proliferation that is happening, which is starting from international brands, but also some of the great D2C brands. We also see brands like Chemist at Play, Minimalist, Rene, Arata, etc., which are D2C brands, grow almost 80% year on year on our platform. So that's really the big three trends: consumers from all cities, niche states which are across the across the spectrum, and brands which are both international and D2C. And that's what's enabling beauty in the country. Just to add to this, I think what we have been able to do differently is really democratize beauty through tech. And we believe that the next wave of growth will happen as more and more consumers are able to have a seamless online experience. And all of our assisted selling tools which are created to tech are actually focused on that. So we have products like Product Finder, we have a skin analyzer, we have a free gift finder, we have a virtual try-on. These are all tools, and of course, live commerce, which we pioneered as helping us proliferate beauty and e-commerce growth in the country. So that's what we will be champions of this trend as beauty grows in the country on e-commerce.
So, Nandita, you have given a hint of everything that the Myntra is doing. We would love to delve deeper into all these aspects, how Myntra is building upon all these aspects. So, first of all, what are the growth drivers basically which are driving the beauty space in India and on e-commerce specifically, and how it is growing in the past few years?
I could give you a sense of what are growth drivers for us, and we see that reflecting also us leading the category in a sense. Like I said, I think niche spaces, they are probably the biggest growth driver. And we see a lot of consumption happening across these niche spaces. And let me kind of name a few for you. Early adoption of early makeup, for example. So whether they're late teens or early jobbers, etc., I think they are really adopting makeup adapting makeup much earlier than what I think was happening. And we see that trend grow on our platform. I think beauty and makeup is an expression of self-care, and we see products and niches which are catering to that really grow on the platform. So whether it is about, we spoke about scalp care, we spoke about serums, sunscreens, etc. So there is a sense of self-care being driven through these products. I think unique makeup and beauty products, which are trends internationally, very quickly are becoming trends in the country. So products like, eyebrow palette or setting spray or lip plumper, which were earlier very niche trends, which were internationally available, but not in the country. You see a lot of homegrown brands actually quickly kind of creating products which are suitable for Indian consumers. I think the fourth most interesting thing is the fact that even men's grooming, which is not a often talked about category in this space, we've been seeing 135% growth on that with brands like Bombay Shaving Company, the Manco, etc., kind of really doing very well over there. And finally, like I said, selection itself, our selection has grown up by 3x. We have 1,400 brands, which has helped us grow 1.5 times the market CAGR over the last 3 years. This year, in fact, we are seeing, since festive season, we are seeing our CAGR, our growth rates being 2 to 3 times of that of the market. So I think all of these trends coming together and our investment behind technology is really driving growth for us, for sure.
So Nandita, what is the share of international brands versus national brands on your platform currently?
We have we have almost 200 international brands on the platform, and some of the big brand additions that we've had, Barry M, Eat to Hide, Freeman Juice Beauty, Neil's Yard, these are big brands that we've kind of added over the Jeffree Star Cosmetics we've added, and we've seen their growth. They are new brands in the ecosystem, but we've seen them grow at a significant rate and therefore kind of make a space for themselves in this market. We will continue to add brands. And I think at the same time, the whole D2C space is also really heating up, and therefore we are seeing that also grow with us.
So how many D2C brands do you have on the website listed currently, and how
we have, again, I think 200 plus D2C brands. And we are very excited to really build ourselves as the platform of choice as more and more D2C brands scale and want to reach critical mass, etc.
So how many, you said you have a certain number of brands currently. How, by next fiscal, how do you plan to increase the number of brands by next fiscal?
I think, we've been, like I said, our selection has grown by 3x since 2020. And we believe that this year also we will continue to add brands and take these 1,400 brands to, like I can tell you that we want to add 50, or we will add 50 international brands this year. And I think the attempt is to add brands across each of these need states, etc., and consumer needs and niches. So I think that's where we are. We will add 50 international brands, but the brand we will continue to grow like we've grown in the past. Number of brands, yeah.
Okay. Apart from that, there are certain flagship brand experiences also that you create. If you can highlight upon that as well.
Yeah, so we have actually 2 or 3 pieces which are important for us as we go through this journey. Is 3 pieces in this actually. One, we do have like we have an experience on the platform which is on the original brand stores, which are actually flagship brand experiences for brands, so they can create experiences which are very, very catered to what their story is and talk to the customers in a very native brand experience. I think the second on the beauty space is very, very exciting, is the co-creation of various properties that we do with the brands, and therefore the IPs and product launches that we build with the brands, right? So there have been a few which is around Lakme's Red for All, L'Oreal Lash Day, Garnier's Go Green campaign. I think all of these are about various need states in the ecosystem, and we work with the brand to co-create a campaign, sometimes even products or a collection of products with them to be able to make this successful. I think the third is how do we use especially our tools like MLive to be able to build the brand with the consumers. So I think 2 of the very, very interesting things that have happened over the last few months would be, the one is which just happened yesterday, which is Masaba Gupta's love child, right? So we created this really special MLive with her. We saw almost 40,000 viewers tuning in with 100% engagement rates, right? So one of the most successful MLives we did with a beauty co-created partner. And similarly, we did one with Malvika Sitlani as she launched her brand with us, which was Masic. and we saw 17K plus sessions with remarkable engagement. So I think that, like, the tools that we have for co-creation, as well as then the IPs that we co-create with the brands, they are actually part of what we take to the brands as our offering.
So when you create all such experiences, where do you see the consumers coming in from? Metro and tier 1 cities, or tier 2 and beyond?
55% of our customers today are metro and T1. However, the tier 2 plus customers are growing significantly. So their growth rate is higher than that of metro and T1. So I think over the years, we will see this mix play out interestingly. Also, I think, like I said, men's is always an ignored category, but 135% growth we've seen on that. So there is definitely a good mix of both men and women on the platform for beauty. And I think third is that as we scale up, we want 3 out of 4 women customers of Myntra to engage with beauty, and we are all set to hit that goal by the end of this year. So I think that's really where we are seeing a lot of scale come in for our customers.
Cool. That's super great. When you talk about the subcategories that like men's category is the upcoming category which is performing well, which are the other categories which we can see growing going ahead?
So I think subcategories, for example, like hair serums growing at almost 200%, or foundations growing at 100%, lipsticks growing at 90%. I think sunscreen also is a category which has been growing higher than 100% every for us. So I think these are all the subcategories which are growing significantly. Performance and science backed products and brands are growing with us. I think there is definitely this whole personalized approach that we take towards the assisted selling that we do of beauty on the platform, and that allows for customers to pick up brands which are very, very unique to their very unique need state brands, as well as categories which are very unique.
So are you giving the freedom to consumers to try the products on your brand, on your website, or do you have any plans to introduce that soon?
We have a very, very successful feature called Gift Finder, where all of the brands actually, they create trial packs which are interesting for customers, and therefore they, as customers are buying full-size products, they also try out different, samples with the brand in the Gift Finder, and that's what has been very, very successful for us. We see huge uptake on it, as well as on the trial product, and then customers engaging significantly with the brand. So I think that's been a great success for us, and we will continue to invest in that.
And are you also marrying technology with the brand to enhance the consumer overall experience?
Yeah, I think that has been, like our right to win in this category. How do we democratize beauty through technology? Some of the big things that we have done in that space, like I said, a product finder where customers input their concerns, etc., and then they get a product, concerns or needs, etc., and therefore they get a product which is recommended by the machine. And we have that today on foundation. We have on foundation, lipsticks, etc. The other one is a product, a skin analyzer, where customers can really actually take a selfie, analyze the skin, and get products recommended. We've extended it to hair also, as we've seen success on skin analyzer. The third is virtual try on, where customers can try on makeup and find the shades, etc., that suit them. We have that with L'Oreal, Maybelline, extending it to Lakme, MAC, but also a large number of brands through this year. I spoke about product gift finder, which is again using technology to recommend the best gifts depending on the brand and the customer. And finally, I think M Live, which is our foray into live commerce. We were the first in the country to do that. And beauty is a very edutainment category, right? People want education as well as entertainment. And this is a great way for influencers and brands to really engage with customers. We have 2 hours of live, which is dedicated to beauty every day. And brands like Lakme, MAC, L'Oreal, everyone, like even the homegrown brands like Arata, Masic, all and international brands like Innisfree, etc., all have kind of engaged with live for them to engage with customers.
Okay, when you say live commerce, are you also experimenting with social commerce?
Live commerce is our foray into social commerce.
Okay, can you please elaborate on the same? How is social commerce? How do you do
Social commerce for us is actually like we were the first e-commerce platform in the country to build social commerce. Social commerce for us is split into two. One is Myntra Studio, where influencers, we have almost 2,000 plus influencers who create content for us, which is actually part of the shopping funnel. It's part of the end-to-end journey of the customer, where they they are exposed to the different looks that are created by the influencers and the brands, which help them engage and influence their purchase decision. This is static content, much like an Instagram feed, etc. And it's available through the app. You can discover it on your own through the studio landing page, but also it's part of your search pages, your browse pages, product page, etc. So it's quite seamless in that way. It's part of the shopping journey. And that has really seen great traction with consumers, because they are getting inspired and they are buying together. And we've kind of fused that journey. I think the other thing that we are really, excited about is Myntra Live, which is our foray into live commerce. Again, the first in the country to do that. We run almost, every hour there is a live on our platform. We have all great brands and influencers actually create content which is very, very relevant to that particular category or customer or brand. And what we realized with beauty is that we also have the ecosystem is not just the influencers and the brands, but you also have dermatologists, makeup artists, and we kind of made them part of our journey of Myntra Live. We've almost done 8,000 lives till date. And continue to kind of build on that. But this is something which is very, very interesting for us. Brands are really taking up to it. They want to engage with their customers through M Lives. And we see customers also engage and have a really very engaging session with the lives. So this for me is really the way that we will all shop in the future. And we are happy to kind of lead this journey in the country.
So Nandita, when you talk about celeb-led beauty engagements, does it help in driving traffic and influencing consumer demands as well?
I think, with celebrities, what we've been, our observation is that the brand and celebrity fit and the occasion and celebrity fit has to be really high. And therefore, when Masaba Gupta launches Love Child through a live, it really is very engaging for the customer. We see traffic because these are younger, digitally savvy customers who are actually using social media to get influenced on their buying choices. And this is a very seamless way of getting the inspiration as well as the opportunity to buy on the same platform. And that's what actually drives consumers to it. Also, I think the celebrities, especially like I said about in this case, the celebrity is the brand in a sense, like the celebrity brand and the conviction and the passion really comes through in that conversation, especially for this young digitally savvy consumer who is really influenced by this celebrity on social media platforms. So you're making that seamless journey. I think it's not just a celebrity, but also an influencer who for this consumer is a celebrity of sorts, right? So we saw that with Malvika Sitlani, like she's an influencer, beauty influencer of a lot of repute. And when she did a live, you saw 17,000 sessions. So I think it's about the fit with the brand and the occasion and the category, and the fact that inspiration and shopping come together on the Myntra platform. Are you okay?
Yeah. So one more thing, how do you see the BPC category growing ahead when it comes to e-commerce space and specifically with Myntra?
We are seeing starting from festive, we've seen a 2 to 3x growth versus the market, right? So we are definitely seeing that momentum for ourselves. And like I said, I think the fact that there are a lot of new brands in the country today, last 2-3 years, a lot of new, like admirably, a lot of new D2C D2C brands have been created in the country. And really for us to be the platform of choice for these brands and help them grow, reach to customers which are all across the country with the scale that we have as our platform is one of the number one drivers of growth for us. I think the second part is a lot of new customer cohorts coming to us on beauty. So tier 2 customers, younger customers, men engaging with beauty. So for us, that's the second piece which is happening. And I think the third is as we are adding international brands and co-creating different occasions with different brands, which are the big national brands. I think those are the three drivers of growth for us. Tech always, our investments on tech, which is whether it is behind assisted selling tools or inspiration tools like MLive or experience like Myntra Express. I think that is for us an additional driver of growth.
Nandita, would you like to add something as closing remarks to this session?
No, I think, we are really excited. Thank you for, speaking with us today. But also, I think just to end, really excited about this opportunity of being the platform of choice for both fashion and beauty for the premium Indian customers. And we can see our, the work that we've put in over the last 2 years really, really fructify. And this year being a special year for us, as we actually, one of the things we take very seriously is being driving growth across the ecosystem. So really excited to not only grow as a platform for beauty, but also help brands, homegrown brands grow in this journey, as well as bring international brands for Indian customers to experience. So I think all of these pieces are exciting for us. And as we go through the year, the opportunity that we have to revolutionize and democratize beauty through tech is what excites us. And all of these things together will reinforce our this year is going to look like for us.
Cool. Thank you, Nandita, for joining us. And thank you for watching it.
Thank you so much. Thank you. See you. Thanks.